Welcome to Daisy. Hello my friends and welcome. Today we are talking about one of the most common spawns, Svetlo and BEREZINO, and we are going to be connecting a loot route from both of them for you guys to get to what I consider to be the second best loot path in the entire game. So first we're going to start at Svetlo. I'm going to get you to Krasnostav, then we're going to go to BEREZINO. I'm going to get you to Krasnostav again, and we're going to finish the loot run from there. The way that we're always going to know if we're in Svetlo is if we see these cranes. All these cranes on like very piercing little harbor area here. The thing I recommend is not to go down to the train tracks right away, because as you can see, there are a lot of infected over here. Instead, what I like to do is run up into the trees here, especially if you're a newer player and you struggle with the infected, and skirt all the way to this train track crossroad right here. The idea is we don't want to fight all those infected there because they're all industrial zombies, and for those of you that don't know, industrial zombies spawn industrial loot. We don't need none of that right now. So we're going to cruise up this road once the railroad meets with the main road, and we're just going to cruise up this way. Now, it's very important that I tell you this, guys. This corner, or this like core area of Svetlo where the church is and this monument exists, is, in my opinion, one of the most dangerous locations for fresh spawns to exist. There are so many infected, and the area is so open that you get a lot of times overwhelmed by aggro here. So something I like to do is when I get up and I see the church and I see the monument, I'm just going to cut to the right here. I don't want to go all the way down the street there because, once again, a lot of infected exists down there. I want to actually go through this house. And we want to get essentially to the backside here, because right across this courtyard is the police station. Now, generally speaking, I'm playing on a completely empty server right now that has just been wiped 5 minutes ago. So the loot that we're going to find is not going to equate to the loot that you're going to find if you're playing in a high pop or a medium pop. That's very important that you know that. Like, don't misrepresent what you expect, because I'm seeing a lot of stuff here. No one else is looting on this entire server, right? But the idea is when we get to this police station here, we just want to use this as a marker and also as an opportunity to get a vest. Generally, there's not going to be loot in here. But as you see, there's police vests up top we could get. And also we could check around the police station for police zombies and see if we can find one with a vest. Let's see if we can. Sometimes you don't get one. That's just how the cookie crumbles. Doesn't look like I'm going to get one here. But once again, I really want to make this incredibly clear. You're probably not going to find anything in this police station if you're on a full pop. Also, just a quick note, if you see the police station, you could also see the well. It's right around the corner. So there's the church, there's the police station, here's the well, all right? But the good thing about this loot run is we're not going to need that well. We're going to navigate to a place not Svetlo as soon as possible. We're going to go to the left of this police station. Now, I want to point out really quick, you can just follow this road all the way up, and this will take you to our destination if you just follow this concrete road, which is Olsha, this town here. But that's a lot of running. If you look at it, think about how much food you're wasting running around that when you could just go here to there straight up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go around the left side of the police station here. Hello, kitty. And then when we get to this green mustache, we should see the medical there too. We are just going to go up the hill. We don't want to go straight up from the green mustache like our back to it. We want to go a little bit to the right here. It's more like behind the police station than it is behind us. But as you see, we avoided all of these zombies. If we go straight up the road right next to the police station on the right side, we get aggroed on by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zombies right there, right? But if we go this way, 0 aggro, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to get us to the goods as soon as possible and get us rocking. So when we come up here, you're going to see this barn first. Obviously, loot everything you can find on the way, right? We need food. We need water. I'm not going to be looting as much as you're probably going to be jamming through, just because I'm trying to show you guys the loot run. But loot all these houses. All these houses are good civilian loot. I will say this town very seldom trafficked through. If I do find people here, it's like a group of new players that are lost and don't understand the map. Generally speaking, everyone who's coming out of Svetlo wants to get deeper in the map, and they're heading straight west. They're trying to get to loot right now. We got ADD. We're gamers here, baby. But as we push in, we're going to come up to a concrete road here. And once we do, we're going to turn left. And here, we're going to see the supermarket. And we're also going to see... Uh-oh, I'm about to delete some zombies, guys. You thought I was going to fight him. Deleted. We're going to see the supermarket. And then right around the corner here, if we keep going towards the altar, we are going to see the well. Boop. And then we are also going to see this little altar. All right, so this is exactly why I said don't fill up on the well down in Svetlo. That one's going to be heavily contested. Think about how many more people have a chance to be at that well compared to a well broken out. Think about this. Every time you leave a town from the spawn area, the chance of someone going a different direction exists. When you're in a spawn area, the chance of someone going a different direction is pretty low because they're going to spawn and go to town, right? But from here, they could go that way. They could go that way. They could go back down south. They could go, you know what I'm saying? It diversifies the portfolio of directions that they could be taking. So this well is going to be generally way safer. Always hit this altar up here because it can have a lot of goodies. You'll find ammo. You'll find weapons sometimes. And then once we're done here, we're going to take this road right in front of this little market. We're going to take this road all the way up. Our idea is we're trying to get to that radar tower. It really doesn't matter where you come from. You could come from over here. And you could look left and be like, I'm pretty sure there's a radar tower somewhere. Oh, I see the radar tower. We need to go to that radar tower, right? So no matter where you are in Olsha, if you're looting through it, the whole goal is that radar tower. Once we get up to the radar tower, I want to point out that there is a map here. So for those of you that maybe you got a homie with you, he's like, I don't understand what's happening. Well, here we are on the map, buddy. There's Olsha, there's Svetlo. We came from there. We're not noobs. We're pushing to the airfield now. All right. The idea is we want to get down to Northeast Airfield. So we're just going to take this radar tower, take the dirt path, and start cruising. And as you see, we are unveiled to the airfield. I don't recommend you loot anything here. Hello, I would just quickly like to let you know that that statement is not true, and I will prove so soon. It does not age well. I care about you. I hope you're enjoying the video and you're learning something. Everything you're looking at here on my screen right now, garbage. Don't touch it. Just run straight to the medical tents. If you're a newer player or you only have one set of bandages right now, I highly recommend looting through these medical tents. You're going to find EpiPens, which are super valuable for getting you across the location when you feel like you're in danger. A quick note, if you ever see a first aid kit like this and it doesn't have this exact layout, right? A bandage, thermometer, IV, blood test kit. If it doesn't have all four of those in it in that order, that means someone's been through there recently. Right, but as you can see, lots of stuff here. We got IV kit, we got another sailing bag. Here, I'm gonna try and test that theory really quick and find another bandage thing. This is a completely fresh wipe server, as I said. Give me one more medical bag. Come on. I want to prove my theory wrong. But you guys can tell me in the comments. Someone probably knows. All right, and also alongside these medical tents, we also want to hit these military containers right here. These are going to be a good chance of getting some .45 ammo, a knife, as you see right there. We can also get a 1911 in here and other tier 1 military equipment that may help us progress. A suppressor, that's a great find. Here, a little chicken over here. And also, we're going to check this Humvee. We got something that we can't use there, but some gloves. Perfect. See? We got some juice. We got some juice here. Silence, cretin! I'm making a guide. Now, something that I commonly see new players do, they loot through this area. This area, not so good on the airfield. We don't want to loot that at all. Instead, we want to make our way to the opposite side where we came from. We came from the radar tower over there. We came down, and we are now on the opposite side over here. We want to hit this guard shack right here. Always a good opportunity. Also, there is going to be... Oh, food! Oh, my goodness. There's also going to be a chance for a car to spawn right there. So you may be able to find a car on this loot run as well. Let me get rid of that. Oh, look at that. We got a gun, too. We're balling out of control. After we do this, I want to point out that these houses right here, very seldom looted. Very good loot opportunity if you're like struggling for food or something like that. This could be a good location to check. But really quick, this is Krasno. So we're gonna finish up here and then we're gonna go to BEREZINO really quick. But our whole goal in Krasnostav is to avoid all of this. We don't want nothing in there. The only reason you should go into the lower part of Krasnostav is if you are struggling with food. And then honestly, even if that is the case, I still think there are better options as far as food goes. But Lower Krasno, something we should skip. All we're looking to get to is this police station right here. And the reality is a lot of other players are too. This place is pretty hot. I want you guys to be aware of that. But as you see, I'm down at the airfield again, teleported back down here, and I could see the police station from here. We're just going to beeline to it. There are a couple like sheds here that we can loot through, but nothing too crazy. Once we get up to the police station, what are we looking for here? Armor. We're looking for armor. And this police station, even though I did say this is a hot location, this police station is already like 80% less hot than Svetlo's police station would be. So when you're coming in here, I mean, be on your toes for sure, but understand that like you are way more safe now than you were before. If you can ever be safe in DayZ. Look at that, we got a rack, baby. But all we're really looking for is a police vest, and we may not find it here. We got a Glock here. What else we got? What else we got? No shotguns is devastating, bro. That's a brutal blow to the ego. But what we're really looking for is that armor. So the police are going to spawn, generally in my experience, they're going to spawn right back there. They're going to spawn right in this courtyard here. And then sometimes they spawn right over here as well. This is a pretty promising area to find police zombies when we very first log in. Alongside this, I believe these can also spawn police gear. I could be wrong though. And I believe this one also can spawn police gear. This one will spawn civilian and police. There we go. Police vests. That's all we're looking for here. A little bit better clothes maybe too. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Now, when we get to Krasno, all we are trying to get to is that radar tower right there. See that thing? This is like the radar connection. We're going from radar tower to town to radar tower to town. We're trying to get here. And now that we know that, we did our run from Svetlo, which I'm going to review really quick for you guys. Now that we know that, I could show you the exact same in location from BEREZINO, and then we'll connect the runs afterwards. So you spawn in Svetlo. You're going to stay to the right over here. You're going to run to the crossroads and the railroad. We're going to go up right here. We're not going to go in the courtyard because that's where all the zombies are, you fool. We're going to go over here. And we're going to go through the backyard. Bam, bam, bam. We're going to cross to the police station. We can go straight up this road here and follow it all the way if we want to be super secure, but it's going to lower your chance of survival. We're going to go left side police station and we're going to go up. When we get up here, we are going to fill up on resource, including water at the well that's on the left side of town. And then no matter where we loot in here, after we're done hitting as many houses as we want, we're just going to try and navigate to that radar tower right there. Bum, ba, da, bum. Once we get up here, we're going to yell at our friend, dude, we're right there. We're going to the airfield. Chill. And then you're going to go to this little camp thing. Then we're going to cruise on down the dirt road connected to the radar tower. We're cruising down it. We're going to skip all of this because this is not good loot. Before I loot this building, I'd like to remind you that this is a guide for when you are fresh spawned. So the things I may find in here in a moment maybe don't apply to you as much, and maybe don't judge so harshly because, you know, everyone is different. I think this building can be good loot, actually. Let me take that back really quick. We're never going to skip this building ever. Ignore everything I said on the guide. I don't even know if you should keep watching, honestly. The chances. So this is a civilian military area, and now that I'm processing it, you can find literally the most valuable item in the game. I don't even know what's life anymore. I can't find that item when I play on official for eons, and then I found it at the location I said not to loot. Okay, so we're going to cross the airfield here, and we're going to hit these medical tents, okay? I stand by what I said. You're not going to generally find much in these buildings. I just want to defend my position really quick. You can find remote detonator and plastic explosives, two of the rarest items in the game at these two locations. But the chance of that is like so low, I can't even tell you. I can't. Okay, so I know, just believe me, okay? You're going to loot through these medical tents. You're going to loot through these medical tents. You're going to hit these military containers. And then you're going to cruise across this. You're going to not loot that, although who knows now? Who knows now? You may find an M4 in there. There may be a ghillie guy AFK with all the best loot in the game camping in the bathroom in there, and you find him. But we're going to go across this, and we're not going to navigate to a town over there where the smokestack is unless we really need food. We're going to go right up here. Pew! And then eventually, we're going to hit that radar tower. Now let's do it from BEREZINO. The other loot path we could take from a spawn area is BEREZINO. So here we are in the northern BEREZINO spawn. We have this tin here. You can really see where you're at based on Riffy being toxic smoke here. That's a very specific location. And then you can also have a spawn on the south here, where you spawn on the beach, where you may not be able to understand where you are right away, but when we come up, we'll see those connection of houses right there. And then also alongside that, we will see this lumber mill. Big old lumber mill right here. If you spawn on the south side of BEREZINO, we're going to run the train tracks up. So we're going to put the ocean on our right, and we're going to run with the train tracks. Eventually, you're going to hit the police station, and that is the only marker for the beginning of this run. There's the police station right there. Now, I am going to say, just like Svetlo, this police station is a death trap, and although right now you're like seeing a bunch of moonwalking zombies here that just disappeared, although you're seeing a bunch of zombies there, and it also the police event is happening, that's why there's all these police cars. This location is a death trap, and you're very likely going to die here. Alongside this, there's a well right here next to it, which is just going to bring more evildoers and more players, and just a general chaos environment is going to always perpetually exist around this location. So if you're coming from the south, you're going to run up. When you see the police station, you made it. If you're coming from the north, what are you going to do? You're going to run south until you see the police station. Now, this is the road we're looking for, right next to the police station. It's on its right side, and we are looking to put our back to the ocean. You know what the rules are, and we're going inland, right? We're going big dot, going coast, away from the coast as soon as possible. But something I recommend is that you stay off this main road. So even though we're following the main road, we're not on the main road. We could run this tree line way over here. I could still see the main road. It's right there. And then we're going to hit these orange trees right here. This is the money. But I'm going to just show you guys the loot run from the main road so that you guys can understand it a little better. As we come up this main road here, the very first thing that's going to tempt us is going to be this little orange house. Boom. You're going to see this orange house, and you're going to think it's the city that we're headed to, but it's really not. And actually, this orange house has a well at it, and that seems cool. People always go, yeah, that's cool. But there's a well right around the corner that we're going to drink at that's way safer with way less zombies. There are so many zombie spawns here. This house is a death trap. So it would benefit you greatly. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's way more than 4, I'm willing to bet. But it would benefit you greatly to just skip this location entirely. So when we're heading up the road from BEREZINO down there, we don't go left here. We keep cruising. We're going to run right past it. So right up this road here. Oh, is it this one? Let me make sure. Let me double check. And as we progress, now we are entering the town of Khelm. X-E cursive R-M. Khelm is a wonderful town. One of my favorite towns in DayZ. As far as like a starter location, very seldom trafficked. Players do not hang out here for a long time. And in general, it gives me everything I need. Alongside all of the food that I may find inside of the town, there's also like a pretty common animal spawn. Look at that, and it's there. I didn't even know, guys. So there is the sheep and goat spawn up here that can happen really often. I'm talking, it's almost guaranteed at this point, I feel like. So we have that food, and then right next to the piano house in the center of the town, we also have this well. So there's a well literally right there at that orange house where you're going to have to fight maybe 8 infected at. Or you come over here and you could just go to this well and fight 8 infected, but you have a million locations to hide, lock them in, and close yourself in. But check it out. We got all kinds of loot here. We're going to find food in these guys. We're going to find weapons in the houses neighboring. Ooh, I like those pants, baby. Come on. Come on now. And we're in general just going to get all of the civilian gear that we're probably going to need to continue. Alongside that, we're going to be able to drink a heavy amount of water, and then we want to get out of the town. Now, when we're leaving the town, this one's a little bit different because we don't have the radar tower to go through, and we're about to run through a lot of forest. So the way I do this is when we go to the well, we're going to look at the piano house. We're going to go the opposite way in the town from the piano house. We're going to go away, our back to the piano house. And we're going to start cruising. Excuse you. We're just going to start cruising. We're eventually going to have this dirt road break off. We are going to turn right at the dirt road, and we're going to follow it till it ends. And this is going to end right next to the goats with this haystack and this barn house. What was that? Oh my goodness. We are finding some very valuable loot here. Can't be starving, brother. Eat, 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 eat. And now, I'm not going to lie, this next part is it's going to be a little tricky. So, as we're heading up, we're going to stay on this dirt path. And something we could do to guarantee that we keep heading the right direction after we get away from these infected. Let's say you had an infected on you. You want to fight hunter. We are about to run through the trees, and I just want to show you this dirt path. If we do it 100% straight, I'm going to prove it to you. If we go 100% straight, we end at the airfield. Boom. I'm at the airfield, right? So that's just to prove it to you really quick. But what we can do is we are going to put ourselves lined up with this dirt path right where it ends here. Oops. Right where it ends here. We're going to line ourselves up with the clearing there, and we're going to double click Alt. This is going to make it to where we can press W, A, S, and D, and it won't change our direction. We're keeping the same heading. This will guarantee that we don't get lost in the woods by turning left all the time or getting scared of something and losing our way. This will allow us to keep our head. But like I said, you're going to end at the right side of the airfield, so we're just going to cruise on through that. Got a little hunting stand here you could check out on your way. And boom, we got to the airfield. Same exact thing applies. Loot these, loot that, head over to the police station. Boom, we're back at the original run. We've connected the dots. Let me go back and show it to you one more time, and then we're going to finish this run out and get you guys with plate carriers and sick loot. No matter where you spawn in BEREZINO, all you're trying to navigate to is the police station. Once you do, you're going to follow this right side road all the way up. You could stay in the trees if you want, or you could ride in the road, or you could run in the field. It's up to you. You're an American citizen. Maybe not, actually. You could be a Turkish citizen. You're a Turkish citizen, and you can do what you want. It's a free world. You're not going to loot this house because it sucks. You're going to continue down the road where it says Khelm right here in Cyrillic. And then we're going to cruise up to the piano house. Boop. There's a little well right there. We're going to loot all the houses, and then once we're done, we're going to go back to the well in the piano house. We're going to put our back to the piano house and cruise. We're going to go right on the dirt road, follow it, and then we're going out through the woods. Hit the airfield, hit the houses here if you need some food, hit this police station, get sick loot. Now, right out of the police station's entrance, there's a well. I mean, generally, you're probably going to want to fill up again before you continue your journey because you filled up in Olsha or you filled up in Khelm. So like a town ago you filled up. It's not going to hurt to drink some more water. So I would recommend no matter which loot run you do, filling up on water here. Who knows when we're going to be able to hit another well on our run. So now that we're here, we hit the well. Boom. Radar tower time, baby. We're cruising up there. All right. Now, from this radar tower, we have this little dirt path. Got a little connection here with a little chocolate bar for me, daddy. We're going to take this little tiny dirt path, not this one, because that's going to head us back down to town. We're going to take this little dirt path away from the radar tower, with our back to it, away from the town. What's going to happen here is it's going to wind and turn, and it's going to take us down to this military location right here. Now, this is still going to be not like high-tier military loot, but what you can get is a freaking convoy, baby. Are you kidding me? So there is a convoy spawn here. I didn't know it was here. I'm just now doing this, and there is a convoy here. Do you know how unlikely that is? Ah, man. And the plastic explosive earlier. Baby, come on. So I'm going to let the zombies spawn in there just so you guys can see. All right, so as we come down this military, there can be a convoy, which in this case... Oh, my goodness. So there can be a convoy here. I mean, the chance that you find a convoy here, not the greatest, honestly. I got tired of fighting the zombies. I turned off aggro. 2 giant backpacks? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What's going on? But these actual military barracks here are going to be really good. I'm talking really good. Let's say you didn't have a knife. Let's say you needed ammo. Dude, that was a huge room. What the hell? Look at this. A 1911 mag on top of all that other loot we found. And some good boots. That's one of these. In my experience, this location is the juice. 9 mil. Really great gloves. Maybe some of the best gloves in the game. Good pants. You get the idea. This location goes absolutely dummy insane. And on top of that, we got a convoy today. It's a beautiful time. Let's see if we get like a DMR. Talk to... I mean, I'm just doing this for the love of the game now at this point. I just want to show you guys what I got. And now the next thing you're going to do is you're literally just going to feed out this road here. Now, I'm going to give you a sort of hypothetical. If you're suffering on food, I'll give you a different road to take. But if you've already taken care of yourself properly and you're all good on stats, just follow this main road. It's going to wind a little bit, and it's going to ultimately end up connecting us with the main road and going through the railroad track that goes east to west across the north side of the map here. Now, once again, you don't have to run on the road, but stay connected to it. See the road, like with your eyes, be connected to the road and cruise it. We're going to go across the railroad track there, and we're going to keep following it. And right here, boom, the end of the dirt road into the main road of the north. If you look right across from the main road, though, there's a creek. That is what we are going to follow all the way to our next destination. Eventually, it's going to run us into this bridge right here, and we are at Arsenovo. This is, when I said Kamensk is a dangerous location, this one as well. This is a very trafficked location, because a lot of players in the north know that this is juicy, juicy, juicy loot. We have a well in the center of the compound. We have 2 military barracks right here, and we have a medical. But we're going to loot through here, and this is where we're going to start finding juice. We should already have armor on us. If we got super lucky, we have an M4 down, or AK-101 in my case. But we can find armor. We can find good clothes. Shotgun ammo is what we're going to find a lot of here. Weapon cleaning kit. What did we find? Another thing of shotgun ammo. They definitely changed the loot table here too. It used to be a lot of hunting gear. We got a blaze. Beautiful. More shotgun ammo. Oh my goodness. And also another convoy right somewhere around here. I think convoy right here. There's a convoy chance right here. Yeah, that's what it is. But I would skip this, honestly. Like, as far as this side of the compound goes, this place is way less densely populated. And I think the loot that we find over here is actually better than the other side. But once we're finished, we're going to navigate to this main fence here, and we're going to run this road. Now, how you do this, as you get more experience with this area, you're going to be able to shortcut the hell out of this. But this area is tricky. It's just right there. The military is just right there. So I just want to point out, like, look at, you could literally, if I fly up a little bit, it's right there. So it seems like not that much on the admin camera right now, but trust me when I say this spot is really tricky. So something I recommend, stay connected to this main road, run all the way up. We're going to run until we run into this other other road to the left here, and we're going to take it to the left. Stay on the right side of the road. So we're going to ride the road on the right side. The reason being, eventually we're going to see the barrack wall, or sorry, the military wall. My apologies. We're going to see this concrete wall. So actually cruise it. We're looking up. I don't really, oh, right there. We see the military wall. So as soon as you see that military wall, it doesn't really matter where you are. That wall is going to mark. I can see it a little bit there. I can see it a little bit, right? You see it right there. I can see it a little bit, right? As soon as you see any of that, any military wall up there to the right, as we're running on this, along this road, where you see the green watchtower, we're going to cruise up there. Now, Kamensk is, like I said earlier, bro, it's not the homie. Just in general, keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot of people waiting in the trees on this side, on this whole mound over here, this whole area that I'm looking at right here, right above this yellow. That whole area is super dangerous. But as we come up, something I personally always do when I come to Kamensk is I go all the way around and then I come down. It's way easier to come down on this location than it is to come up. If you look, when we come from the bottom side just straight at it here, I can't see anything. I can't see into the tents. I can't see onto that hill. I can't see into this building. I can't see over there. Like, my ability to process the situation is almost zero. I'm all response. And generally for me, I like to be strategic in a way that allows me the upper hand at all times. I don't want to have to respond with instinct alone. I want to be able to have some foresight going into it. So I like to cruise around and then come all the way up to the top. And as soon as I see these barracks, I'll loot through these barracks here, and then I'll start coming down. This location is also good loot. This is also military loot right here. You can find juice in here. I don't want to like discredit this location or this one over here. I find good stuff in here all the time. So you can come all the way up here and get all of this and loot your way down. But after we loot through this, we're just going to cruise down. Places I find plate carriers, because now we're talking plate carriers. The number one thing you should be thinking when you get to Kamensk is, this is my first chance on this loot run. This is my first chance at a plate carrier. So let's really quick, let's fly around. Let's find a plate carrier. I know that they could spawn right over here in this little entrance area. They will spawn right up here. Very often, this is where I will find the plate carrier. I thought that was one right there. Find one right here. They often spawn inside of the tents. Right here, we found one. He's gonna be like, what the hell? What the hell? What's happening? What's happening? Big lag. Ooh, now we got a plate carrier, right? But as we're coming down, you could already tell, like, let's do it checkpoint by checkpoint here. If I started from up here, look at, I can look into all of these barracks, right? I could see their front doors. And then we go down to the tents, check it out. While I'm heading downhill, as opposed to uphill, I could look into these tents as I approach. I can get a read on the situation before I'm in the situation. I'm looting through these guys. By the way, here we're going to find 5.45 guns. We're going to find an AK-74, 74U. We're going to find a bunch of 5.45 ammo. We're going to find SKSs. My inventory is completely full. Bunch of 9mm. Mega mag. But check it out as we're going down to the tents. Once again, I mean, it's not a lot, but I can see into the tents, right? And if we circle a little bit as well, we could see into the whole tent situation. I like going over here, kind of cruising through, deleting a zombie with admin tools if you have the ability to. At this point, I think this is an adequate stopping point for the loot run. I showed you how to get out of the spawn area. I showed you how to avoid the dangerous areas in the spawn area. I showed you how to get police gear without sacrificing your life to the spawn area. I showed you different wells that are going to be on both of the paths and at that connecting point, how we're going to go up to that extra military, and then we're going to cruise out from there all the way following the creek to Arsenovo, ending up ultimately at Kamensk. I hope this loot run helped you. It's a little bit longer because there's the two alternate ways we could go in the beginning, but regardless, I really appreciate all the love, guys. Channel's growing. Sorry for the delay in content. I was really focusing on that Edict server, making a different series of content for you guys, which I'm producing actually alongside this right now. PowerPoint video as well. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I care about you guys so much. I'm so thankful for the ability to do this, and I can't wait to make more content for you. Be good to each other out there. Or don't.